Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I'm here to do a 222 portal activation reading as well as talk about the week ahead. So we have the 222 portal either today or tomorrow, depending on where you are in the world. It's already happening in the Southern Hemisphere, right? So happy 222. But yeah, and it's just, we're going to do our weekly reading like we usually do for all signs. But I am going to focus on this 222 energy. So we're going to do a little bit of numerology. We'll talk about twos in astrology, or I'm sorry, in tarot. I'll pull tarot and oracle cards, and I will also give strategies for how to work with this energy. So let's go ahead and get started. I do have my two cards out, my angel numbers. So two, when you think of number two, what do you think of? Well, it could be diplomacy, duality, two sides to things, duplicity, partnerships, right? Intuition, maybe like High Priestess. We also have alignment here. And I do feel this is about divine timing and alignment with this energy. So there's 222 already on our table. And then we have card 20 or card 2 with a mirror. So this is reflecting on the past, right? Stepping up maybe with this is 2222. So, and then we have the sacred match here with collaboration in some way, 222. It can be about balance. Yes, 222 right here on this card. It already says balance. So, these are just some ideas, some things to keep in mind when we're working with two energy, particularly triple two energy. Okay. So let's now get into some oracle cards other than those. All right. We'll pull cards specific to each zodiac sign. Check out the timestamp below. I just do one timestamp because they're very quick messages, one right after another, Aries through Pisces. But let's see what we have. So, pertaining to any area of your life, messages for your greatest highest good. First cards out, we have wise ruler and guided lessons. All right. So, there's leadership and learning here coming in on these cards. So, I mean, when 222 is repeated, this is alignment unfolding. Even if we don't see it yet, it feels as though for some of you, you've been kind of like living the wisdom, and now it's going to be, things are going to just be more aligned for you in how you want to move forward. So this is about having learned some necessary lessons and instead of hiding in the shadows with it, coming out. It's almost like the hermit coming down from the mountain with the wisdom they have, right? So maybe you yourself are embracing a new opportunity to learn, to lead in some way. And you see the full moon energy here really connecting with this card. And that again, it reminds me of the High Priestess, which happens to be 2 in tarot, right? So let's see what else we have. When you think of other twos in tarot, like the Two of Cups, that could be a divine union in some way. Two of Wands would be like choosing a new direction. Two of Swords, taking off the blindfold, right? Again, going within. Two of Pentacles, that balance. So it's all connecting to two. We have rock bottom and strategic action. So this is coming up with some sort of new strategy to overcome some sort of loss or scarcity mindset. Even it feels as though universe is going to try to support us if we're living a life of integrity. And so we have several major arcana cards too that reduce to 2. We have justice, we have judgment, and of course High Priestess, obviously. So this, I feel, is like divine awakening and some sort of karmic balancing. It could be activating soul contracts in some way. This could be, I feel too, if you've been kind of like wronged in the past or something, it feels as though this balance could be corrected. So almost like cashing in on good karma too. And I really feel there's an energy about co-creation with spirit. Let's see what else we have. Let's go ahead and just get into some tarot cards. We'll use the Cheeky Tarot by Danila Zaino of White Fly Tarot. So you're just going to take what resonates, leave the rest, right? You have free will, final say. Your intuition knows best. What else do we have, please? I'll share channeled messages too. And I'm actually hearing something right now about Turkey. So I don't know if you're, eating turkey or you're or from Turkey or what, but I am hearing that. And right before the reading, I was hearing, pardon me, I was hearing two different names, and I don't think they're connected necessarily, but I heard Larry, and I actually heard it pronounced as like Larry, and then I heard Joni as well. So Joni makes me think of like Joni Mitchell, right, or something. But anyway, so even Mitchell could resonate. But when we're in 222 energy, this is about partnership energy, soul contract energy, destiny corrections, course corrections, right? From the divine. Knight of Cups. This is you following your heart, following what it is you love. It can also be a proposal of some kind. It could be someone who is in that Knight of Cups energy coming towards you in some way. I don't just do love readings here. This is, more than that. So when I talk about partnerships and soul contracts and things, I'm not just talking about romance. It could apply to that, sure, but I'm talking about connection in general. So there's some sort of connection that's going to come in that's feeling more aligned, or you yourself have learned that that's what you want to move towards. All right, what else do we have? I'm hearing the name Evelyn, and I'm hearing the name Dennis as well. Okay, what else do we have? And Tompkins. Tompkins is wanted to come in. Okay, so we have the King of Pentacles. And I'm actually hearing something right now about boundaries, and like really being very aware of what's around you. The King of Pentacles is a wise investor, right? I love that you have that learning and education, guided lessons with the leadership, the wise ruler, strategic planning. That is King of Pentacles energy, somewhat. Okay, so that is it. Definitely resonates with it. This is someone who's abundant. They're secure. They're prosperous. They're a provider, and they know themselves. And nothing's going to really rock their solid foundation. They know themselves. And they also believe what I put out, I get back. And that's part of their just being a very wise investor and a wise leader in general. So you could be facing that kind of energy this week, where you're in that mode, or you realize something in the environment really needs to change. You could also feel like you just really need to build better boundaries and really adhere to those boundaries. And you have the Nine of Cups. Now, this is what's underneath that I Am Balanced card, and kind of going into that sacred match, stepping up. And it's as though, as soon as you're doing that work, once you are, you've planted the seeds, and you're trusting that the seeds are going to grow, and you've nourished them, with this card, as it says, with words, feelings, or action, and you step forward, this is what you're stepping into. You're stepping into that Nine of Cups energy. This is a wish come true. It's fulfillment on a much deeper level. Think about what comes before that, right? The Eight of Cups comes before that. And that is the eclipse card energy. We just had an eclipse, so therefore we are in eclipse season. A lot of you are making some big decisions, and you're really, you're building a new life. And you're realizing you're not doing this on a rocky foundation either. A lot of us have experienced tower moments, either globally or individually. And a lot of us, it's been both, because we can't, of course, we're influenced by what's going on around us. But there's healing here. And the journey hasn't been easy, but, it seems as though now there's sort of this element of vibrating at a more a higher frequency, almost like just being more in harmony, okay, and feeling empowered, and trusting the alignment, and really opening up that heart space kind of energy. It feels like a lot of that. What else do we have? Something is reaching a resolution. I am hearing that. And I think it has to do with your ability to move forward or through something, okay? Moving some sort of stuck energy, maybe. This is fast moving energy. It's one of the faster cards. And I get, if something too has been wishy-washy, it becomes very focused, even if maybe you've been having a hard time focusing, or been having a hard time accepting something. It feels as though that energy is able to move, and you're able to release, and yeah, really, again, just coming out in feeling more feeling more justified in what it is you're doing. And just because it's like knowing your worth in a way, right? It feels as though everything is coming together. It's all, things are coming into alignment, right? Your creative powers, you can feel those expanding. Happy Pisces season. Happy birthday, Pisces. Speaking of which, we have the beautiful head female of water here, the Queen of Cups. I should say head feminine energy, not female necessarily, right? So this is someone who's not swept away by what's going on around them. I love that we have the King of Pentacles and we have the Queen of Cups. They work well together. You know, this is somebody who has used the stumbling blocks as stepping stones. I always feel that off this card. And this is someone who is very caring, very kind, very compassionate. This is someone who is healed. Maybe you're feeling as though you've done a lot of healing work, or you're feeling as though now you're ready to step into the role of spiritual leader, healer, helper in some way, because that maybe has naturally come to you your whole life, and now you're ready to kind of step it up. What else do we have? I'm hearing a nickname, actually. It's Sweet Cheeks. So Sweet Cheeks, maybe from beyond the veil. Who knows? All right, so I'm going to pull other tarot cards now. I just wanted to get an overall flavor. We have Blooming here. We get this card a lot on both channels, this one and my Libra channel, and this is about you being not meant to shrink down. Right? Not meant to shrink down. This is blooming, sparking, not holding back. Okay. And I think a lot of you you've learned that you don't get the fulfillment out of life by doing that. You know, what else do we have? Let's now ask some very specific questions. I want to ask about where do we need to balance before taking a next step? Where should we seek more balance or have more balance before taking a next step here with this 222 portal energy? 9 of Wands. Again, this is like not taking on more than you can handle and setting those good boundaries. All right. And anything that doesn't feel right, smell right, we're not doing it. What else? Let's get some current energies. What's influencing you? As I said, karma could be at play here, and then in a good sense, you know, because this is, if you've been, you know, holding yourself in high regard and you know, being fair and living with integrity, well, it looks like you could be cashing in on some good karma here. But this is also just balancing things out. It's also knowing that what you put out, you get back, right? And what you think about, you bring about too. This is, you know, justice is you know, it's Libran energy. So you likely, a lot of you have Libra in your chart. That's why you found this channel probably. But this is like, it's about time things balance out. And some of you, maybe you've been kind of almost not really pretending or letting something go, but kind of, it's almost like you've been overlooking maybe something. And here it feels as though you're ready to act on needing to maybe even pivot, make, you know, some sort of, again, course correction. That's what it feels like to me, a course correction. It's tied to that whole overall like divine balance, alignment, living your truth. Okay. So this is like the current energy. I feel like a lot of you are ready for this, you know, for more balance. And we have in reverse, the King of Swords, the Two of Cups, and Death. So when I see cards like this and they're all in reverse, it makes me think with the King of Swords, this is supposed to be the King of Clarity, right? And what I was looking for was like hidden influences. Okay. That was my next question. What are some unseen factors or karmic energies that could be affecting this situation? And we have, you know, a lack of clarity or someone not being truthful, somebody who can be rather cruel. And, you know, that's reversed King of Swords, somebody who's manipulative. And it could be in some sort of partnership. It could be also bad communication here too, and just things being totally imbalanced with that Two of Cups in reverse. The Death card here, again, it's as though you've maybe have been putting off some sort of transformation, a resistance to change, or a lack of acceptance. So that is what we need to overcome. Right? So there's a decision point. What kind of decision here? What choice is being highlighted? Ace of Cups. So this is what's being highlighted. Your intuition, how you feel about something, what fills you up, lights you up. Your creativity is being highlighted. Have you really thought of everything? You know, have you, let's see, let's actually actions to take. That was my next question. What inspired step can we take to co-create with integrity and alignment? We're already coming from that Ace of Cups. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is like really being in tune with the energies around you, rejuvenation. This is rebuilding. This is having the faith. Like, you were right to have that faith. That's been coming up in readings all along. All right. Feeling encouraged, feeling comfortable in your own skin. I mean, this is usually a card where they're in the nude, right? And it's like some of you are just like you're really maybe allowing yourself to be a little more vulnerable, and that is an inspired step to take to co-create with integrity and alignment. Okay, and just again realizing that you are part of the universe, you know, and you yourself, you are a star. A lot of you were born to bloom, born to lead. You were all born to bloom. That's being birthed is blooming in a way, right? What else do we have? What are some potential outcomes if we follow this path? Oh, wow. Look at that. Three of Swords in reverse. Big card. This is recovery. Okay. That makes total sense. The Star card is often a very healed energy, connecting to healing. This is forgiveness. This is forgiving oneself. We don't have to forget, but we can forgive and move on. We can free ourselves. This is knowing that the worst is over. That's the potential outcome. Now let's get this is all about our alignment and co-creation. Okay, so this is focusing on anything: career, purpose, personal empowerment, relationships, all of that. We're getting some clarity here. So what message does the 222 portal want you to carry forward? The Hierophant. Oh my gosh, living the lessons learned. Oh wow. So you yourself are a vessel of spiritual wisdom, and a lot of you have committed to your spirituality. You may be asked to help others in some way, but there's just sort of this new approach to living the lessons. It's what it feels like to me, living a life that's more in aligned. And so that is also part of it, and just knowing that you yourself have that wisdom within you as you take steps forward. All right, that's another big message here for this. You know, there are some practical ways you can work with this energy. I'll list 7. You can clarify your intentions. Okay, so just again clarifying, maybe write them down. uh, the second thing is to check in with your own inner guidance. You can do this through energy work, meditation, journal, art, being in nature, whatever makes you feel as though you're, you know, just being more receptive to that, to your own inner guidance. Releasing any sort of old patterns, okay, letting go of habits, beliefs, relationships that drain your energy. You had that coming into this reading here with this Ace of Cups. Is one of those cards where I know everybody looks at it and they think that's fabulous, but I actually look at it sometimes as a card where you could be leaking energy and putting energy, including your love, which is energy, into things, in people, places, situations that aren't giving back. So remember, fill your own cup, kind of like that Star card's doing. There's that balance, you know, of the waters here, and you know, the footing, and there's a lot that's talking about balance, plus you had judgment. The other thing I would say is, yeah, so releasing the old patterns, letting go of the beliefs, relationships that drain, yes, but also moving forward. So you're going to take aligned action. You're going to want to move forward on collaborations that do resonate with your higher self. The fifth thing is trusting in divine timing. I'm thinking of that because of the Justice card here that has, you know, they have their watch here, and this can have to do with, you know, fairness, balance, truth coming out. So, you know, really trusting the timing that things will balance. Have patience here. Take the inspired steps. The universe is aligning things behind the seeds. Again, you've planted behind the scenes. You've planted the seeds, and have faith that what needs to take place under the soil is actually happening. Um, the next thing is to reflect and integrate. So you're going to note any sort of synchronicities, small wins throughout this week, okay? Because I'm saying, you know, for the week ahead, right? And this energy is staying with us. This isn't going away. We've entered a new cycle astrologically in many big ways. And I'm not an astrologer, but I know a lot of you probably know a lot about that. So you also want to protect your energy, right? Set the boundaries, stay focused and grounded, and that leaves you with your own living in your power, right? Coming from a very centered, I'm sure of myself. I know what I want kind of place. Now let's get, I want to get an animal card for each zodiac sign. But first, what I want to do is get some angel number cards for us. Okay. I want to get kind of like a money message using angel numbers, manifesting your dreams. So with career, money, abundance in general, there's 1212 here. Okay, so that is a sign of manifesting your dreams. And I'm hearing like, course correct, but stay the overall course. Like don't let go of a dream necessarily. So it's kind of like shift, maybe make tweaks and adjustments rather than just giving up. So I am getting that message. If it has to do with relationships, we have a sign of completion. So a lot of you are finishing something up with somebody or some sort of relationship, or even an addiction, even for some of you. And that is, so that you're on to the next and coming out healed and that sort of thing. Let's get, I think we'll go ahead and we'll get those messages. If you like the reading, do please like the video, hype, subscribe, leave a comment. Okay, so now I'm going to go into, and thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. Let's go into Aries through Pisces. We'll get an animal message for each of you. Now, also, if you're interested in a personal reading, I am open to those. So schoolhouseintuitive.com. Aries, week ahead for Aries. Animal healing card coming in. Cat. Aries, this is not like you, but they want you to withdraw. Okay. So card 32, cat, withdraw. And you just do what you want to do, right? So let go of your need to control the situation, retreat into your sacred space, and allow divinely orchestrated solutions to unfold. Okay, that's what I have for you, Aries. Thank you so much for being here. Taurus. Coyote, card 31, stillness. So if you're on that Aries Taurus cusp, I mean, this is interesting because they had withdraw with cat, and now you have this coyote energy with stillness, and it's both of them are throat chakra related. So maybe you connect to that. And this says take some time to rest and reconnect with your inner voice, be still and listen. What is your inner wisdom revealing to you, Taurus? Gemini, week ahead for Gemini. Your animal is crane, card 23. This is about filtering perception, connecting to your solar plexus chakra. I know what I know, right? I'm going to, and having confidence in yourself. So what you see in the world around you mirrors your perception of yourself. Stop projecting fear and see love. Leo. Week ahead for Leo, right here. Okay. Ooh, beautiful. Card 51. This is hummingbird. It's about reprogramming, and this is connecting to the soul star chakra. Beautiful card there, beautiful energy. And so for you, Leo, we have time to clear unconscious programs that are holding you back. Connect with your cosmic self to receive a consciousness upgrade. Virgo, week ahead for Virgo. We have skunk, card 18, expression, connecting to sacral chakra energy. And this card says, embrace your creative talents, express your true personality without holding back, be bold, courageous, and don't filter yourself. Lovely Libras. Thanks for being here, Libra. What do we have for Libra, please? Sperm whale, card 36, blessings, throat chakra. So this card for you, Libra, says, expect abundant blessings. Tell the universe what you desire. Be open to receiving it. Trust your prayers are being heard and answered. And Libra, you get a bonus card. And that is a crystal card. And it is Angelite. Support is all around you, Libra. All right, let's get to Scorpio now. What do we have for Scorpio? Owl, card 37, generator, owl generator. So third eye chakra energy coming in. And we have, what are you seeing in your mind's eye? Whatever you can imagine, you can create. Use the power of your inner vision wisely. Sagittarius, lizard, card 46. And this is about aligning to eternity. It's crown chakra activation. And for you, we have, don't let time or space limit you. Believe that everything's possible now. Be open to magic and miracles. Capricorn, Dragonfly, card 49. This is cosmic destination. It connects to the soul star chakra, soul star chakra. So above your crown. And it's expand your thinking, dream beyond what you believe is realistic. A higher path is waiting to unfold for you. Let your soul guide you. And we have Aquarius, Komodo Dragon, card 4. This is about focused intentions connecting you to your Earth Star chakra. Keep your eyes on your target. Don't let anything distract you. You create what you focus on. And Pisces, since it's your birthday season, you get bonus cards. So you get Badger here, Feeling Nature, card 24 with solar plexus chakra. Happy birthday, Pisces. And the message here is reconnect with nature, reconnect with yourself. What are you truly feeling deep inside? Feeling opens the doors to healing. If anyone knows that, it's a Pisces. What else do we have for Pisces? Bonus messages. Raven, preference, card 33, and this is connecting to throat chakra. And this card says, speak your truth, manifest your desires into reality by using words that match your intentions. Words are magic. And a crystal card for Pisces. Blue lace agate, find your calm. That is what I have for you. Thank you very much for being here. Happy 222 portal. Wishing you a fabulous week.